Welcome friends. Today we will go for lecture on basics of hydraulics, okay, or industrial fluid power. Okay. I have shown here one simple picture in which a rat, he can push this piston downward so that he can lift the load like elephant. Is it possible? Yes, in hydraulics it is possible. By applying small amount of force on one side, we can get lifting of large amount of load or pushing of large amount of load. Okay, this is nothing but possible in hydraulics. Okay. In power transmission systems, our target is we should push, pull or rotate the load. For pushing, pulling or rotating this load, we require the energy to be given to the system. This we are getting from prime mover like IC engines or electrical motor. Through power transmission devices, we can transmit this power from prime movers for using for the pushing, pulling or rotating of the load. Okay. Now, which are the power transmission mechanisms here? It may be mechanical, it may be electrical or it may be fluid power transmission. Means mechanical components we will use for transmission of the power from one place to other, or electrical or fluid power. Okay. Mechanical components are nothing but gears, belts, pulleys, ropes or chains. By using these components, we can transmit the power from one place to another. These components are very good for the short distances, but if distance will be long, we cannot give preference to this one. Another one, in mechanical, there is losses of wear and tear. It is having inertia, and hence for smaller distances these methods are good one. For longer distances we are giving preference to electrical methods. Power is generated at one place and it is transmitted at some kilometers away. We can give preference to the electrical. Okay. Both are having some advantage or limitations. We should have such system with us that it will give us combination of both. Transmission of power should be high and at longer distance also it should be possible to transmit the power. We have seen such applications. Our everyday's life we can get such applications in which very high amount of power is required, like earth digging equipments, excavators, bulldozers, okay. Then whatever the wood cutting or sand transmission systems are there, in such applications we require very high amount of power, and for such applications we should give preference to hydraulic systems. Okay. You can get number of applications: machine tools, material handling, mobile or stationary machines, clamping purpose, industrial, hundreds of applications are there. Okay. Machine tools, extrusion, die casting, rolling mills, press machines. Here hundreds of tons of force is required. Material handling like cranes, dumpers, forklift, trucks, loaders, conveyor systems, we require high amount of power here. Testing machineries, hydraulic jacks, JCB, excavators, everywhere we require high amount of power, and for that purpose we will use fluid power for transmission of power from one place to another. Then what is mean by fluid power? In simple words, fluid power is nothing but the generation, control and transmission of energy through pressurized fluids. What we will do? Generation, control and transmission of energy through pressurized fluids. Means we will pressurize the fluid and with the help of that we will transmit this energy. Okay. Now how it is there? Okay. At prime mover we will give energy to the system. That means we will run the pump. The pump will suck the fluid from reservoir. This fluid will be moved through pipelines and some valves. These are nothing but called as the control valves. From them, this power will be transmitted to the actuators or wherever this fluid power will get converted into actual power or mechanical power. Okay. Means prime mover we are giving electrical energy here. Okay. So suppose we will take a electrical motor. We will give electrical energy to this prime mover, electrical motor. It will rotate means it will produce mechanical power. Pump will convert this mechanical power to hydraulic. Okay. Then this hydraulic energy will be transmitted to the actuators through the pipelines and valves, and actuators will again convert this hydraulic energy into mechanical output. Means some rotation, it may be push or pull or some action. Okay. Here simple block diagram of hydraulic power system is shown. Okay. It consists of the prime mover, that is nothing but here suppose electric motor, then pump, okay, reservoir connected to pump through this filter and this suction pipe. Then after the pump, whatever this pipe is there, this is nothing but the pressure line going to actuator. Okay. This yellow color shown is nothing but the return line. Okay. Here two holes are shown, one is nothing but for pressure regulation and another one is nothing but direction control valve. Okay. This end component is nothing but called as actuator. Okay. Actuator, it is nothing but now linear actuator as it contains piston and the load transmitting system or lifting system. Okay. Now this direction control valve decides which action of this actuator will take place. Okay. Direction control valve has different positions, 0 position, 1 position or 2 positions. Suppose in this case, okay, when we start the pump, the fluid will be sucked from reservoir and it will be transferred to the next pipeline. If this direction control valve is closed, the pressure rise will take place in this pipe. Okay. Because of this pressure regulating valve will get opened and the fluid will be returned to the reservoir. Okay. If now operator is sitting at this direction control valve, he operates this direction control valve. Suppose operator will shift this direction control valve to position 1. Inside configuration of this direction control valve changes. It connects the pipes to each other. Okay. Now there are 4 pipes connected. This is nothing but pressure line P. Okay. Return line, it will be called as T or R port. Then this port is connected to actuator A. This port will be connected, it will be called as B. Okay. Now in current diagram, P port is connected via this line to B port and A port is getting connected here to T or R port. Okay. Then what happens? The fluid coming from pump, it will pass from port P to port B. It will come here to this piston side. Whenever sufficient pressure will be there, it will push the piston upward. Okay. Other side fluid of this reservoir will be moving from this pipe from port A to port T, and it will go to reservoir. Means when direction control valve is in position 1, the fluid will move to piston side and it will push the piston upward. That means raising or rising of the load will take place. Then if user will shift the direction control valve to position 2, then the P port will get connected to A port and B port will get connected to T port. In this case, the fluid coming from the pump, it will pass from P to A and it will go to rod end side of the piston. This is piston, this side is called as rod end side. It will push the piston downward. Other side fluid, it will move from this pipe B to T port and it will go to tank. Okay. Now, since the pressurized fluid is from this side, it is pushing the piston down. This is called as nothing but lowering down of the load. Means three actions are taken place. First one is, wherever the piston is there in zero position or null position, wherever the piston is there, it will remain as it is. In second case, the piston will get lifted, means rising of the load will take place. And in third position, lowering down of the load takes place. In this manner, hydraulic system works, in which direction control valve decides the direction of movement of this actuator. Actuator direction is decided with the help of direction control valve. And whatever the system pressure is there, it is decided by this pressure regulating valve. Okay. In actual practice, if we will see, the reservoir is here, the suction pipe, this is nothing but the suction filter, then pump. After the pump, there will be some pressure line filter. The fluid will go to direction control valve. From direction control valve, from either this pipe or either this pipe, it will go to actuator, means A and B ports are there. Okay. And this direction control valve, it is also connected here via this pipe, it is nothing but called as return line, through filter to the tank. Okay. This is nothing but the actual hydraulic system, in which the components are arranged in this sequence. Okay. If we will go for any circuit used for where hydraulics is used, the same configurations will be there. Okay. Suppose this is nothing but whatever the landing wheels of aeroplane are there, same case happens here also. Okay. Here operator is having valves, it will decide the moving of these wheels while the landing. Okay. Now go for the next example. Now let us take another example. Here whatever the wheels are there, in earlier practice the wheels were rotated by mechanical way. In this one, the wheels are moved with the help of hydraulic steering mechanism. Okay. It will also consist of same components: pump, reservoir, filter. this wheel, driving wheel, will work as the control valve. Okay. It will allow the fluid to go either to this way or either to this way, in which the actuator will be operated, and it will decide the direction of the vehicle by moving the front wheels. Okay. Means again same components are there, and direction control valve will decide the direction of the total vehicle. Okay. Hydraulic braking systems. Here also, when user operates this brake, there is one piston in which the fluid will be pressurized, and this pressurized fluid will move from this pipeline to the main cylinder or wheel cylinder, and it will push the brake shoes outward so that force will be applied. This is for single wheel. It is also same for four-wheelers also. Okay. In this case, the same thing is there. All four wheels will be operated simultaneously. Okay. Now, basic hydraulic system we have seen. Okay. This is nothing but manual one, in which whenever this lever is moved up and down, the pump will be operated and the actuator will be lifted. Here same thing is there. Principle is that whatever the energy we are giving here, it will be transmitted via the fluid to this actuator, and hence it will be nothing but the hydraulic system. Okay. Now, hydraulic system we should show by some symbolic diagram. Okay. The reservoir, it is shown here by this line. It is nothing but this reservoir. Okay. This reservoir is now open to atmosphere. Okay. Then this is suction filter. The lines are shown as the pipelines. Then pump. After the pump, this is nothing but the direction control valve. Direction control valve is operated by some way. Here it is operated with the help of this lever, and because of the spring, it is nothing but kept in the position. Okay. End part is nothing but actuator. Here it is linear actuator. Why linear? Because it consists of piston and the piston rod, which moves in linear direction. Okay. These components are shown with the help of symbols. Okay. Like this. And whenever we will draw, we should draw the symbolical diagram only. Okay. Now, there are different components. Major components, some helping components are there. Okay. Major component means prime mover, pump, electric motor, reservoir, this system. Okay. Then control valves, piping systems, or the actuators. These are nothing but the major components. Okay. There are some supporting components also for better working of the systems, which is nothing but filters, strainers, heat exchangers, accumulators, then some sensors or pressure gauges. They are for the supporting to these major components. Then there may be some measuring devices used in hydraulics, such as pressure gauges, temperature gauges, position sensors. Then electrical devices are there, like solenoids, limit switches, pressure valves, pressure switches, or torque motors. Okay. We have discussed about the applications: machine tools, material handling equipments, hydraulic presses, clamping devices. Okay. Transmission of power in static and dynamic states in brakes, clutches. Everywhere we are using the hydraulics. There are certain advantages of hydraulic power system over mechanical or electrical. it is easy to transmit the power over long distances. Actuating forces from millinewton to meganewton is possible. There are no linkages used in this system. There are the pipelines through which the fluid is transferred. No linkages means there is less wear and tear, less frictional losses, okay, and less inertia effects. Division of energy is easier as compared to mechanical one. If in mechanical we have to go for transmission of power for number of places, we have to go for different shafts, different links or couplings, joints. Here division is very easy. Since we are using the fluids in hydraulic systems, it acts as self cushioning. Then fluid itself acts as lubricating and self cooling agent. Control of fluid power system is very easy. Just by operating the direction control valve, the user can control the hydraulic presses or JCBs or large force giving devices. These systems are extremely smooth and jerk free. These systems are versatile, means once we will design some system, that means reservoir, pump and control system, same system we can use for hundreds of applications. Okay. Multiplication of forces is much easier. Reversibility means rotation of object or shaft in clockwise, anti-clockwise or extension, retraction is suddenly possible in case of fluid power system or hydraulic systems. Moment of inertia is less, weight of the systems is less, and space required is also less as compared to electrical or mechanical systems. The accuracy is very good. Linear movements, long linear movements can be achieved easily. Heat transfer characteristics are good. Monitoring in case of hydraulics is very easy, as we have to monitor just the pressure gauges, and these systems are less noisy, and because of this the hydraulics has become very famous in the industries. Nowadays we call it as backbone of the any industry because of very high forces and their usability in the system. It is also having some drawbacks. Okay, system is messy because of the linkages. There is leakage problems. For that we have to take utmost care. There are frictional losses, as the fluid, it is thick fluid having more viscosity and it is moving inside the pipes. Hydraulic oil is generally potential fire hazard. Hence, we should take care about that. Since it is working for very high pressures, bursting of pipes causes injury to human being. Then it is using the fluid, which is fluid is having viscosity, that liquid is having viscosity, and because of that, if the temperatures of the environment changes, the performance of hydraulic system also changes. Okay. This is the thing but about hydraulics and pneumatics. Okay. Now this one is comparison made for hydraulics and pneumatics along with mechanical or electrical systems. Okay. Why hydraulic is good? Because of one reason, that power to weight ratio of hydraulic is very good. It is producing very high amount of power with the less weight of the system. Another advantage is its linear or rotary motion is much better than other, and controlling is very good in case of hydraulic system. Because of that, the hydraulic systems are famous in the industries. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind listening of the video. Okay. Please subscribe the channel so that you can get next videos and notification of it. Thank you very much.